Hello guys, this is the first lesson in quarter 3, lesson 6, because I cancelled lesson 5. So our lesson today, Ancient Greece, lesson 6 in your books, Ancient Greece. The first point in our lesson, what is the Ancient Greece? Ancient Greece was one of the oldest and greatest civilizations in history. Ancient Greece was one of the oldest and the greatest civilizations in history. It means that the ancient Greece was very old civilization in history. And the word civilization means human development. Can we say it together? Civilization, civilization, civilization. And the civilization means human development or human progress. Human development or human progress. This is civilization. So the word civilization, human development or human progress. So ancient Greece was very old civilization in the history. And what happened in ancient Greece continues to make a difference in our world today. What happened in this old civilization affect on the whole world today. What happened in the ancient Greece continues to make a difference, and this difference exists in our world today. What happened in ancient Greece continues to make a difference in our world today. The civilization started when? The civilization of the ancient Greece started thousands of years ago. So the civilization of the ancient Greece started thousands of years ago. The civilization of the ancient Greece began to change and control much of the Mediterranean region. And this means that the ancient Greece took a lot of countries of the Mediterranean region or control much of the countries of the Mediterranean region. So the ancient Greece began to change the Mediterranean region and control much of the countries of the Mediterranean region. Point 2. Ancient Greek history. If I ask you, describe the location of the ancient Greece or where is the ancient Greece? The ancient Greece was located in southeastern Europe. Southeastern Europe. Try to say it together. Where is the ancient Greece? In southeastern Europe. Southeastern Europe. Southeastern Europe. Along the bank of the Mediterranean Sea. Along the bank of the Mediterranean Sea. And the word bank means coast. Coast. Bank means coast. So, where is the ancient Greece? The ancient Greece is located in southeastern Europe along the bank or the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. Okay? And its geography and location helped the development of this important civilization. Its geography and location. Its geography means that it was located in a good place on earth. And the location helped the progress and the development of this important civilization. So if I ask you, tell me the reasons which helped to develop the civilization of the ancient Greece, you can tell me geography and location. Geography and location helped the development of this important civilization, okay? The region of the Mediterranean where the Greeks settled and formed their city-states is known as the Aegean Sea. So, if I ask you, what is the Aegean Sea? The Aegean Sea is the region of the Mediterranean. What is the Aegean Sea? The Aegean Sea is the region of the Mediterranean where the Greeks settled. Okay, so the region of the Mediterranean is known as the Aegean Sea. The region of the Mediterranean where the Greeks settled is known as the Aegean Sea. The Aegean Sea is the region of the Mediterranean where the Greeks settled or stayed or formed their states. Okay? What about the land of the ancient Greece? Around 80% of Greek land is mountainous. Around 80%. It's very important to study this date well. Around 80% of Greek land is mountainous. And mountainous means it has a lot of mountains and full of mountains, okay? So the Greek land is rocky and full of mountains. The ancient Greece land is rocky and full of mountains. These mountains formed natural barriers. These mountains formed what? Formed natural barriers. Natural barrier. And barrier means a fence or a wall that prevents movement between its city-states. So the mountains formed what? The mountains formed natural barriers. And the natural barriers, the word barrier means a fence or wall. And these mountains prevent movement from one place to another. Prevent movement from one place to another city. So the mountains formed what? The mountains formed natural barriers. The mountains formed what? Natural barriers. And the word barrier means a fence or a wall that prevents movement from one place to another or from one city to another. Okay? What about the Athens and Sparta? Athens and Sparta were two main city-states. If I ask you, what is Athens? What is Sparta? The ancient Greece contains a lot of city-states, and Athens and Sparta were the famous city-states in the ancient Greece. So Athens and Sparta are the famous city-states of the ancient Greece. Okay? Athens and Sparta. Athens and Sparta. Athens and Sparta were the two main city-states that ruled ancient Greece. Sometimes they fought with each other, and other times they united to protect Greece from different threats, from different enemies. So the life in Athens is totally different of the life in Sparta. Sometimes they fought with each other, and other times they united to protect Greece from different threats. Okay? The way of life in these two urban communities was altogether different. The way of life in these cities, in Athens and Sparta, was altogether different. Urban means city, or the way of life in the city. Urban related to the city. Okay? Sparta was completely centered around war and how to battle and fight. Sparta, the life in Sparta was completely centered around what? Centered around war and how to battle and fight. So if I ask you describe the way of life in Sparta, you can tell me Sparta was completely centered on what? Centered around war and how they fight and how to battle. Okay, so the way of life in Sparta was completely centered around what? Around war and how to battle and fight. How to war and how to battle and fight. This is the way of Sparta. But if I ask you, describe the way of life in Athens. Athens concentrated on expressions of the arts and learning. And this means that in Athens, the people in Athens were interested in what? In learning and arts. So the way of life in Athens was totally different, because in Athens they concentrated on expressions of the arts and learning. They were interested in learning and arts. This is the way of life. And Athens is the place where democracy was born. Athens is the place where democracy was born. And if I ask you, what is democracy? Democracy, system of government. System of government. Or we can say it, democracy is the process of voting for a leader. The process of voting for a leader, to let people choose their leaders, okay? To let people choose their president, to let people choose their ministers. So democracy is a system of government or the process of voting for a leader, how to choose your leader. This is democracy. So Athens is the place of what? Place of democracy, where democracy was born. Athens is the place where democracy was born. And Athens is one of the oldest cities with 3,400 years of recorded history. So Athens was the place of what? Democracy. Okay, thank you guys and goodbye.